Okay, so the title of my presentation is why we should care about leftovers. You know, when you're preparing good food for your friends, and oh, by the way, I'm pretty much into fooding, can't hide it very much. So when you prepare a good meal for your friends, family, colleagues, whatever, you know, there's always the same question, what shall I do with the leftovers? You know, all these good things that you don't want to waste, but you don't know exactly what to do with that. And there are hundreds of books about how to accommodate these leftovers. Okay, that's all fine, but seriously, we are in a testing event, right? So I'm not going to talk about MasterChef here, but I'm going to talk about other kinds of leftovers. Our leftovers, ladies and gentlemen, which are the kind of tests that we do not do because we haven't got the time, because we haven't got the skills, because, right? So on the module today, I will first like to drive you a little bit in, I would even not qualify this as the future because all the technology that will be displayed in this video are already available. So maybe not integrated, that's okay. Not maybe integrated to that extent, but they are available right now. So be prepared to have a look at the future. So that's the shopping mall music. And you have this happy family, you know, healthy people, biking a bit, coming back home, and the garage door opens. 7 a.m. Quite well. Welcome to the kitchen. Mom is ready, the oven is heating. Now look at this one, very important for the future. Okay, so lights off. Are we running out of eggs? It's terrible, so let's pour the eggs through the fridge, right? Time to wake up, my favorite. So the lazy boy comes and have breakfast. We need to refuel. Ain't it fabulous? All these gadgets are there to drive your life. And they all have this universal remote control. I have one. Oh yes, all of us have. Toxic fuel, all right. Let's open the garage door immediately. Just take your lunch. Ah, come on. Here we go. Door is open. Alert on your smartphone. Okay, I think that you got the picture. It goes on and on for about 4 minutes in total, and I'm not going to force you to watch this. Okay? You have absolutely everything there. So Dad is ordering sandwich, Mom is doing things, they open the door to somebody who is fixing the water supply from the office, and so on and so forth. So what have you seen in there? Okay? What sort of brilliant thing have you seen? So, well, let's talk about this picture. Who has seen the nice girl? Are you blind or what? Are you tired? Okay, so everyone's seen the nice girl. Who's seen the beer?
Yes, that's more important.
Yes, the boys have seen the beer. That's very usual. Who's seen the lion here? Yes. And this is what I also see in the previous video. So we all see the bright side of life, you know? That's so wonderful. Oh yes, the fridge tells me that I'm running out of egg, and it orders immediately, and so on and so forth. That's brilliant, that's nice. But the problem is that to each and every gadget, there is a backside. And it can go very, very wrong. Let's say that you're on holiday, and suddenly your coffee machine that is programmed to brew the coffee every time at 6 when you wake up is just starting. Oh damn, I just forgot to switch it off. Oh yeah, but I have no network here. So your house is full with coffee. Ain't it fabulous? So, behind any challenge, any opportunity, well, there are risks, okay? This is, by the way, how in the 50s or the 60s, the Americans sold the driverless car. So that's not a brand new story. This is something that we had in mind for years. Okay? So look at this happy family playing Scrabble or something while they are driving along this wonderful pathway, you know, guided. Today it's kind of reality, or very close by. Now the question I have is, the IA that is driving the car, has it got some kind of judicial status? Who is liable for what? Oh, by the way, is this car going to kill us? Will it be programmed to kill us? Funny question, isn't it? Let's say that suddenly this car is just facing an obstacle that is not visible by all these radar, sonar, LiDAR, I don't know whatever car you want. Okay? And suddenly you have that nice lady crossing the road with the prom and the baby. What is the program going to choose for you? You go into the wall, you go aside, eventually hitting the car, or you just hit the lady and the baby. What is the program behind it? What is in mind of the program? What I want to say is that our society, all in all, is changing. And we're moving from a situation where IT was done by the ITers, you and me, maybe more you than me, by the way, for the ITers. And today, the paradigm has completely changed. Because IT is now done by the ITers for everyone. It might be my mother, it might be my brother who's a gynecologist and doesn't want to hear about IT, but uses it every day. In his car, in whatever kind of application where there is IT behind. So, we are now developing something that is not for the same target, for the same public. We're developing for the mass market, and these people have no clue of what the program is all about. They have no clue of what an operating system is all about. And they just want to use the stuff. And they don't care about how it's made. So it has to be pretty much usable. All these kind of gadgets that we have every day, all these kind of things that we use every day, like online shopping, computers, mail, whatever you think of, including the apps, have to be usable and have to be understood by people who are not IT educated people. By the way, we're getting to a society where it's faster and faster. Not dumber and dumber, but faster and faster. Okay? And we have to adapt to that faster and faster. So we developed new approaches, new methodology, and continuous delivery, and continuous integration, and agile, and whatever. Okay? Aim of the game is to bring the value as soon as possible, and it's even faster than fast. Okay? Back in the old days, I'm not that young anymore. Back in the old days, my first computer was an i386, 16 megahertz. That was a top-notch machine at this moment, and I used all my pocket money to buy it. And I said, it's damn slow. Right? It was damn slow. Today I have an i7, 4-core, 3 gigahertz. And it's damn slow. Thank you very much. We can land an Apollo capsule on the moon today about 100 times with the power of this little device, if we compare. Right? And it's damn slow, and we're not happy. And it has consequences on our life. Let me tell you the now-now principle. And let's go to retail. Okay? Mr. Denoo, brilliant guy, isn't he? He wants to buy something. And when he wants to buy something, he can do it over the web. So I go to whatever site you like, okay, and I want to order something. And they have what I want to get. And you know what? They just deliver it to my door. But how long does it take? They need to ship it, it costs money, it takes time, la 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 la, so it's not fast enough. And because it's not fast enough, I think, it's too slow, I'd better go to the shopping mall next door. And then I'll get it immediately. You know, that's immediate satisfaction. So, what do? Oh, they try to attract me with these kind of traps, you know? Okay, 10% off, or some alert on my mobile phone saying, hey, this one is discounted, please go. Ah, wonderful. Wonderful, but not so wonderful because I can get this in the shopping center as well. Okay, so there's no exclusivity on this one. Looks better, but still. Okay, let's get some fancy tricks then. What's going on? We can do better. Let's see what we can learn about you. And because of the big data, because of what you served, you went to several pages and you showed an interest or something, this data is stored somewhere, analyzed somewhere, okay? And they know what I did last summer. By the way, not only me, but all of us did last summer. And because of what they know, they can anticipate. They can use these brilliant algorithms, statistical evidence, whatever, just name them, so as to anticipate what my next move will be. It's like playing chess, Mr. Denoo has a new baby, he already ordered Pampers, so his next move will probably be to get more. Or will be to get, I don't know what. Okay? And because of that, even before I start to think, or I made my decision, they can pre-ship what I will be likely to order in a proximity center, something that is very close to my place, as close as possible. Let's say 1 day shipment. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, if I finally decide to buy it, they just deliver next door. And in 1 day, I'm satisfied. And I don't want to go to the shopping center, because I can do that in the middle of the night, just sitting comfortably in my coach and ordering it on the web. You see the difference? This is anticipating our moves. Big brothers watching you. By the way, you remember this Philip K. Dick movie that is Minority Report? And you see Tom Cruise entering the big shopping mall and suddenly, hey, maybe you should get a Guinness or something. Okay? This is not a dream, this is becoming a reality. It is becoming a reality. Today, 2 companies, and these are not the groceries next door, right? That's Sony and that's Google, already put a patent for connected lenses. Not the kind of lenses that you put over the eyes, the lenses that you put inside your eyes. And they will be connected all the time. So anytime you will pass by a Wi-Fi connection or something like that, you will get the ads coming right to you. This is future. This is not yet released. This is just a patent. But I suppose that if Sony and Google put that sort of patent, they have an IT in mind, right? Okay, another example of these kind of wonderful services that are offered to us. So you want to send a parcel. And I'm telling you now is an initiative that is right at work in France. They're just starting. That's, how to say that, proof of concept. So the aim of the game is, I have a little nephew that lives on the other side of the country, that's his birthday today, and I want to send a nice whatever to him, let's say a teddy bear, okay? And in the ancient days, in the ancient times, I had to go to the post office, queue, find the right package, buy the right package, put the teddy in there, maybe it's not the right package, so I have to buy another one, and so on and so forth, so you know the drill, right? At this moment in time, they invented a brand new service, and this is it. Okay, just that little box that you see it there, inside your own mailbox. And they have a double of the key. So they have a possibility to open your own mailbox. Only the post office, only the postman. Okay? That's standard kind of stuff. Right? And what you do is you just press the button, put the teddy bear, well, they don't do it for you. You have still to buy the teddy bear on your own, but you order it through Amazon or whatever. Okay? You put it in your own mailbox, you press the button, you go to the internet and you say, I want this to be shipped to my little nephew, and my little nephew lives there, and just take care of the rest. And when the postman comes, because that little thing is giving him a signal, he opens my mailbox. Take the teddy bear out, they just pack it for me, send it for me, and all I have to do is to pay. fabulous. Even if I'm not home. Because listen to the bill. Let me give you another idea of the kind of services people are thinking of at this moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you I'm in love and I have a date on the other side of the world and I want to have a romantic dinner with my in-laws. Ain't it fabulous? But I'm living somewhere in the suburbs of a big city, so what I should do is to drive to the center and, yeah, prepare my trip. So what do? I just, pick up one of these shared electric cars, because I have a card. Just enter the car, that's not mine, it's just shared, and I go and drive to the city. Of course, it has a full GPS system and so on and so forth, so it gives me the best way to go there. Oh, by the way, this is my in-law, so I want to buy her a present, but the present has already been shipped. Oh, not this time, not in my apartment or home this time, but just to some sort of common mailbox. And this common mailbox, I'm the only one who has the code to open it. For a certain moment in time, for a certain period. So they put it there, they lock it, and when I arrive, I can pick it up. That's mine. I take the metro, I take the train to the airport, cross the gate, take the tickets, go to the place and the hotel and whatever is already reserved. And this is with my own data. It can even be with one single card. It can be with your single credit card, by the way. That's the only data they need, because this is what they want. Right? Anytime you take the train today in France, anytime you take the plane today in France, or in Belgium, and I suppose it's the same in Poland, just correct me if I'm wrong, you are offered these cars, you are offered hotel services, you are offered all these kind of things. So they think for you. And of course everyone makes a margin on that. This needs to work. And by the way, hotels are not airline companies, are not train companies, are not the post. So all of these people, all of these companies have to exchange data, your data, okay? And have to make sure that in the end of the day, you pay and you have something as a receipt on your phone, because that's the way it works. Okay? So it means that they have to make sure that everything works all together. It has to be interoperability. It has to be secure, because you don't want your data to be used by anyone else. And oh, by the way, it has to be usable, because we're not talking about you and me, but we're talking about a person next door that is just passing by the street and doesn't know anything about IT. These are the target, that's the mass market. Right? So it has to be usable. Of course, all of this needs to be extremely secure, right? How many security alerts do we receive every day? Just following the press online. Every day I have 2, 3, 4 serious security alerts. And it comes from anywhere, Let me give you a story about security and privacy. Because it's linked, one way or the other. You know these connected bracelets? These little things that you put on your wrist, and then you have a good night's sleep because they monitor your sleep, they tell you how your heartbeat is doing, and when you run and jog, it tells you everything about your health and tell you to slow down or to go faster because you can, and you can beat your own record and so on and so forth. You know what I'm talking about? 299 hours a month. Sorry. Okay. There was a lady, and that lady is kind of a sport lady. And suddenly she realized that her bracelet is telling her that her heartbeat is getting higher and higher. And then she writes to the forum, because that's the way we complain today, she writes to the forum, well, I think this bracelet is defect because it doesn't work. It tells me that my heartbeat is getting higher, and I'm in good shape, I think that there's nothing wrong with me. And then you have that guy who replies on the forum, excuse me, madam, but can you be that you're pregnant? Yes, because when you're pregnant, your heartbeat goes faster. It's not only when you're in love, but when you're pregnant, it works as well. So she took the test, and yes, it passed. It's fine. It is a nice story. You can predict the pregnancy through the bracelet. How? How good? Yeah, but if this data is put and shared on her Facebook profile or whatever, because that's the way it is. I beat my own record today. You know, I made how many steps I don't know. Okay? Then everyone with the same kind of reasoning knows that this lady is pregnant. How about privacy here? You had these people from VTech. VTech is a nice toy company offering these kind of connected toys to well, any kind of kids who are interested in that. And suddenly they've been hacked because their security is not really optimal, I would say. And then you have all these children profiles that are exposed to hackers and to the rest of the world. Just because they have a connected teddy bear. Oh, I love you, Ellen. You know? Well, we are changing. We are changing paradigms. We are changing the way we develop, and we are changing what we develop. And we're not ready. You have these kind of new services. Google, Uber, others, you know, you just call, and then you have these kind of shared cars that just come and pick you up and kill the taxi business. I don't care, I don't mind. That's the new economy. I have nothing to say about that. Okay? You have this GPS stuff. Okay? Formerly you have the TomTom stuff and all these kind of, you know, classic GPS system, but now the GPS is improved because each and every one that is driving is sending a signal and telling you how the traffic really looks like. It's not only listening to the radio traffic stuff, it's real life. And it's shared with all the users. It's fabulous. Okay? Well, if you have connectivity. Let's talk about smart grids. Okay. So that's about the Uber stuff. That's about the driverless car. Oh, by the way, we have the first crash and the first mortal incident. That's just 1 over a million kilometers. Okay? But in my eyes, that's one too many. Let's talk about this. Kind of fun as well. You know? Smart grids, smart cities. That's something that you hear quite often these days. If you listen to somebody called Jeremy Rifkin, who is kind of a specialist in these kind of domains, he will tell you that in a couple of years, the business for the big energy company will change drastically. Because their job will not be to produce electricity or whatever. Their job will be to dispatch the electricity that you, me, everyone will produce in your garden with these windmills, on your roof with these solar cells, okay? And we will all become producers. And because we all produce electricity, this electricity needs to be dispatched at the right place, at the right time. And this will be their business in the future. But of course, to do that, you have to manage how the electricity is dispatched. Now I just want to relate this, and I have nothing against them because this is the brand I use, okay, to the brand new Samsung S7, I don't know which model, the one that exploded in the middle of a plane. Just because of two things. The battery is not of optimum quality, probably because they outsourced to the wrong company. And second, because the energy control piece of software is not optimal at all. So it does not detect when it's too charged. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how are we going to control the whole electricity grid? Looks like a challenge. Yeah. There's also one thing that we don't think of. When I look at you, ladies and gentlemen, you are brilliant young people. Okay? Well, I look at them, okay. Not talking about you. When I look at myself in the mirror, that's a little bit different. Okay? But if we like it or not, the world population is aging. We are growing old, all of us. Okay? What is the consequence of this? Well, there are many. First of all, let me tell you a story or two. My grandma died in 92, a couple of years ago. She never heard about an operating system. So she does not even know what Windows is, but the one that she was cleaning every week. Right? And I'm not talking about Linux or anything else. I was totally alarmed 2 years ago when my father, 75, called me and said, "Hey Olivier, look, I have a brilliant thing to tell you, but please come to home and help me a bit. I've just bought the internet." My reaction was, Barack Obama won't be happy, right? He just bought the internet. He doesn't know how to use a computer, but he wants to have a computer because he needs to know it. Okay? And those people aging are not born with this technology and are not born with the future technology. We will all become old one day, and we will all become outdated one day, right? Look at this one. That's pretty funny. And if you need to surf the web and go to YouTube, there are two things that you should look for. There's one that is Cambridge Lab, and this is this one. And Cambridge Lab is specialized usability testing laboratory, and they're just checking how old people, generation of my father, are just using the object. And this picture is, the guy is testing a smartphone and he receives a call. And he cannot pick up the phone because he doesn't know how to swipe. He's born with the analog kind of paradigm. So he has a red button coming, and what he has to do is to press. And if it doesn't work, he presses harder until the phone breaks. That's the way it goes. Okay? It's natural. If you wanted to see another one, just type how kids react to old computers. And then you see young American kids, 8, 9, right? Just facing an old Macintosh third version, you know, when you still had the floppy, where the operating system was. Jesus Christ. Okay? That's what it's all about. Okay? I know the date, I know the time, but I can't pick up a call. This one, I'm not quite sure that you see it well, but this one is not Freddy Krueger. Okay? That's not the horror movie, not at all. This is how Cambridge Lab simulates people who have problems with their joint articulations and how they manipulate these kind of things, because it's not that easy to type with 2 fingers. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, because we evolve and because our work changes and we make it change, and that's great, okay? We also need to adapt the way we test. This French toast, you know, egg, milk, and all bread, is a very good way to accommodate the leftovers. Our leftovers in testing are everything that we don't do. Who in this room is very used to doing everything that is put on ISO 9126 or 25010 if you want to be a little bit with your time? I mean, who is testing now usability? Performance maybe, security, yeah, quite fashionable at the time, interop, adaptability, and so on and so forth. And all these idiot stuff. Who is doing that every day? I haven't seen these things running for years. Some of them, yes, but not the whole program. And when I've described what I've just described to you, I think that the whole program is more than needed. You've heard about the new portfolio of the ISTQB, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are aware of that, and yes, we tend to prepare. It's not always optimal, but we do our best, okay? And you see that we tend to have things that are connected. Okay? There are also, and there are also other schemes that can help us, okay? Like business analysis. Try to understand what business wants. Because business is running fast, because we are agile, because we're not sure what agile means for a tester. Yeah, but we still have to test, and we still have, somebody has to do the job. Whoever it is, I don't care, but somebody has to understand and translate what business wants into something that is workable for the user. That's about defining requirements, that's about usability, ladies and gentlemen. Most of the work that we'll have to do in the near future, let's say 5 to 10 years, is not yet invented. And we'll need to evolve, we'll need to adapt. We'll need to make sure that we are able to go for the challenge. All this agility and Internet of Things with very limited interface, but it's universal remote control. By the way, if you think about a house, how many applications would you need to control the fridge, the volume of the loudspeakers, the garage door, the lights, the order, opening the door remotely, and so on and so forth? I just want one application to rule them all. See, like not the wedding ring, the other one. Okay? So we have a lot of new challenges to address that are non-functional testing. And some have yet to be identified. It's not that we are lost in space. We have things to help us, but it's not yet enough.